What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, going to be bringing you the next set from the Premier League Season 4. It's going to be between Rox.Kis on the Radiant versus no Tidehunter on the Dire. The replay said that, let's just close this. The replay said that the no Tidehunter squad was known as Alliance at this point in time. I'm not sure of the exact timeline, but in-game it shows no Tidehunter. But if you go back and look at the replay list, then they're listed as Alliance, and I'm just going to assume they're Alliance, so no longer is no Tidehunter a thing. They're known as the Alliance. They formed a kind of partnership with Naniwa, who is a very, very good StarCraft 2 player. He plays Protoss. He was got really far in GSL, so yeah, if you follow StarCraft at all, you definitely know who Naniwa is, and they formed a Swedish alliance or something like that. I'm not too sure about the specifics of it. I don't even know if it's a sponsor, but hell, that doesn't really matter because it's going to be Alliance on the Dire. They have all their same roster, and it's just a name change, I suppose. So this is going to be from the Premier League Season 4. Just going to keep on, just chugging through these games. Rox.Kis can open up their picks with the with the Keeper of the Light, Magnus, as well as the Phantom Lancer. So get a good amount of carry. Also, they will have that in power to put onto the PL. Will help them farm even faster than PLs normally do, but really no Tide. Their lineup is a lot more focused into one objective, and that objective is to push. Picking up the Chen for Aki, as well as the Nature's Prophet for Bulldog, Gyrocopter most likely for Loda. Will give no Tide a good amount of pushing power. Gyrocopter, of course, not really known for pushing, but between the Nature's Prophet as well as the Chen, they could take down towers pretty easily. I expect Nature's Prophet to be forced out of the safe lane, be forced out of the hard lane, sorry, and then be forced to jungle alongside the Chen, which is, it's probably what's going to happen, just, given the history of all hard lane Nature's Prophets ever. But once that happens, Chen, if he hits level 5, Nature's Prophet should be around that same level mark as well. They could just leave the lane and really go aggressive onto Rox.Kis' towers. That could be a little bit difficult for no Tidehunter to do if they fully want to, commit to the pushing. They're going to need to pick up something like Lishrak, because right now, if they are trying to push with Treants as well as Chen creeps against the Keeper of the Light and Magnus, using the Illuminate from Keeper of the Light, who's definitely going to be there to stop Alliance's pushes, as well as the Magnus Shockwave, who, Magnus may or may not actually be there, might just still be farming, but just the Illuminate itself would mean that that Alliance's push is going to be a little bit difficult. When you add on top of that the Shockwave and then anything else their additional 2 picks are going to be throwing at that push, then it's going to be really hard for Alliance to actually make things happen in the pushing game. Even if they don't take any towers, however, if they just buy a lot of space for the Gyrocopter, force movement from Rox.Kis, then they should be able to take, kind of more incremental gains from that, as opposed to, the huge amount of gold that you get from a tower. They'll be getting space, they'll be getting farm on their gyro, which it isn't as desirable, but it is a benefit. You're forcing Rox.Kis to use teleportations, you're forcing them to walk a lot. Whereas for the Alliance side, Nature's Prophet doesn't have to walk anywhere. He just teleports, and then in the blink of an eye, he is pushing your towers. Bans out from Rox.Kis. Going to ban out that Rubik, targeting a ban towards EGM. Also going to get rid of that DK. Possibly preparing for a support gyro, which is what Alliance do on occasion. And then that DK, once he hits that level 6, the pushing is going to really be intense. I expect to see the Lishrak as the final ban out. It's actually going to be the Beastmaster. They really don't want any of that global control from Alliance. Global control, like right now, is kind of a little light. Wouldn't exactly call it a huge global lineup, but if the Beastmaster is picked up, S4 I believe does play the Beastmaster on no Tide. I don't know if I've seen Admiral Bulldog play it, but either way, would give them a lot of ganking potential, give them a good lockdown. But no Tide right now, they're pretty well prepared for the Phantom Lancer. Gyro as well as Nature's Prophet Ultimate should be enough unless PL gets, a ton of farm, a ton of kills. But for Rox.Kis lane, the PL on the safe lane, then that really shouldn't happen. Nature's Prophet might die once if he's a little bit careless, but if that doesn't happen, then PL is just going to get free farm, which no Tide are pretty much going to have to be okay with unless they pick up some really weird heroes. But with the Chen, that really signifies that they're going to go for a safe lane unless they want to risk it, be incredibly risky, and put the Chen in the enemy jungle, which, good luck with that. You see it sometimes, but more often it is for the Enchantress, because you get, you get that enchant going and get the creeps a lot faster, you get multiple creeps a lot quicker, then you can typically hold your own a little bit better. But Gyrocopter most likely is going to be in the safe lane, so then that leaves the decision up to Rox.Kis. Are we going to put the PL Keeper and then, well, not ban Elemental, just got banned out. PL Keeper and who's going to be Shadow Demon? Yeah, PL Keeper, Shadow Demon onto... Oh, yeah! I'm so good. Are we going to put these three heroes into the tri-lane in an aggressive fashion? And do we think that we could beat out the Gyrocopter, Chen, and Leshrac tri-lane from Alliance? Puck is going to be the pickup for Alliance, going to be going up against the Magnus most likely. And it should be a pretty even matchup there. S4's Puck is really nothing to laugh at. It is scary how good S4 is on that Puck. And I expect him to go to the middle lane, go up against the Magnus. We'll have the range advantage, and shockwaves are incredibly easy to dodge as the Puck. Really, Puck should not die unless there's some intense rotation from the supports from Rox.Kis, and well, although that may or may not happen, Puck should be able to hold on to the lane regardless. Rox.Kis still looking for an off-lane hero. Clockwork in the pool, Windrunner in the pool as well. They're running out of time, so they got to make a decision. Who is it going to be? They could go for a safe lane farmer as well, and then lane aggressive. The Shadow Demon PL Keeper of the Light is a pretty good tri-lane, and Gyrocopter is going to be... Oh, it's a Storm Spirit, actually. So they're going to... Are they going to run an aggressive tri-lane, Magnus safe, and Storm Spirit mid? Maybe Storm Spirit versus Puck should still favor the Puck a little bit. Should be able to dodge a lot of those attacks from the Storm. And Shadow Shaman is going to be the final pickup for no... Damn, it says no Tide, but I know it's Alliance. Maybe I'll just call them no Tide. I don't know if the replay is like update or... They still have the no Tidehunter tag, so... Just know that no Tidehunter is synonymous with Alliance, and I'm going to be probably switching them a lot. I'm just going to call them no Tide, screw it. If their tags aren't Alliance at this point, then I'm not going to be saying Alliance, so... No Tidehunter is going to be going up against Rox.Kis. The final pickup of the Storm Spirit, however, will be the mid lane matchup there. And the final pickup from No Tidehunter is that Shadow Shaman. So getting a little bit more of a support that, of course, has a lockdown, which is something that No Tide desperately need right now. That's really the only stun they have besides S4's Dream Coil, and that's it. Sprout won't even count that. Sprout's not really considered a stun, or at least I don't consider it a stun. They desperately need the disable, and on top of that, they will get a little bit more pushing out of that, and that is pushing that is impervious to the counter push of Rox.Kis. They have to really get in there and actually hit the wards if they want to get rid of that, as opposed to firing off illuminates. So that will give No Tide a good amount of pushing to go with the Nature's Prophet as well as Chen. But first, let's see who's going to be playing what. We have Admiral Bulldog on the Nature's Prophet, prepping for that hard lane. He expects to see. He's actually going to be going up against the PL, looks like, but. Yeah, he's expecting to actually stick on that lane, getting a little bit of restoratives. Usually if you're jungling straight up, you don't get that. You just focus on your mana regeneration because you're not going to be taking any hits in the jungle. S4 is going to be playing the Puck in the mid lane. Aki is on the Chen. EGM is going to be supporting as a Shadow Shaman, and that he's going to be supporting Loda's Gyrocopter. On the Rox.Kis side, we have Bread, also known as Dread, on that mid lane, most likely as the Magnus. Vangscore playing the Shadow Demon. Vangscore on the Shadow Demon is going to be supporting, as is Yol on the Keeper of the Light. Solo is on the Storm Spirit, and Biz is going to be on the Phantom Lancer, and it's not going to be a mid lane Magnus, as I literally just said. You take big creep, no small. Yeah, usually big creeps are better. I'm not really sure where Dread is going to go. Are they going to lane a tri-lane with the Magnus, and then have Biz on this bottom lane farming? This should be a relatively easy lane for Admiral Bulldog, all things considered. Going 1 vs 1 up against the PL should be slightly in favor of PL. He'll have to withstand a lot of poking damage from the Nature's Prophet, but Biz should be able to last hit very decently with that. Oh my god, with the Quelling Blade that he does have, lots of restoratives pulled to him as well. So Biz should be fine on this lane, though Admiral Bulldog is not going to be shoved out of the lane. But the weird thing that they're doing is laning a tri-lane with the Magnus, and well, usually we don't really see this. Still talking about the creeps. Usually we don't really see tri-lane with Magnus, because Magnus is a hero that, well, first of all, he usually goes into the mid lane, and you gotta ask yourself, why does he usually go into the mid lane? It's because he needs levels. It's because he can survive in the mid lane, he does do decently well, and he really gets a lot of experience from that. Gold, kind of secondary importance. Yes, a Blink Dagger is nice. Yes, you want to have those arcane boots. But if you just get a lot of levels, then the faster reverse polarity, the better. Loda going to poke at Dread just a little bit, test the waters, as it were. There's some pretty intense ward coverage, actually, from the Rox.Kis side. Really anticipating some aggressive warding from the No Tidehunter team, but that's not really going to happen. Fairly defensive wards over here for No Tide. I don't believe this sees the rune, so really they just want to know if there's any rotation coming on in. What we see right now from Rox.Kis is something I believe No Tidehunter themselves have actually done before. That is hide in the trees, try to use Magnus as bait, because right now the No Tidehunter side think that the Magnus is up here solo. And that means they're going to try to poke at them, and if the Shadow Shaman is going to be the one circling around and poking, as he's going right now, that puts him in incredible amounts of danger. Dread is going to just stand in the lane, does have the skewer just in case things go a little bit wrong, but right now the supports are completely unaccounted for. Rox.Kis is going to be so far laning this PL solo, and No Tide, I think they actually smell something. The fact that PL is down here without any support at all kind of reveals the fact that there are two heroes missing from the map, and EGM is not going to fall for it. He is just going to simply farm on that pole camp, and Dread is pretty much bait to nothing. I mean, it's pretty unsuccessful bait. They know that the supports from Rox.Kis, no Tidehunter that is, they know that the supports from Rox.Kis are nowhere to be found, and well, if they're nowhere to be found, then you gotta be careful. So take no chances, and really, if you don't take any chances, then you won't die, and dying is not exactly something you want to do right now. But Dread on this tri-lane, let's see if they're actually going to stick with this tri-lane. We already see Vangscore moving on out. Let's see if Yol is going to follow suit. Dread should be relatively okay in this lane, because essentially, EGM is going to be very focused on getting experience through pulls as well as jungling, but we do see an early smoke from Aki. Loda on this top lane, pretty much solo, but I don't think Rox.Kis know that quite yet. They definitely don't, or else Solo would have moved back by now, and he is so very dead. Like, I don't feel good about these Storm Spirit's chances. Literally Orb going to fly through. Solo is going to get right-clicked down by S4. He's trying to body block. He should just be able to right-click him down, though. Needs two more with that salve. He will just barely get it. And Storm Spirit does die to first blood. Really, I think S4 didn't even need the presence of Aki or EGM in order to get that accomplished. He just went a little bit aggressive on the Storm Spirit, and Storm Spirit, I guess they kind of like forced him away from retreating in this area, forcing him downriver. But in the end, it is a first blood pickup from S4, so that will mean quicker boots, which he now has picked up the bottle, so boots may come up relatively shortly. Blink Dagger, if S4 continues to dominate this lane as he is doing right now, should be pretty quick to pick up as well. Bottom lane, we see a little bit of rotation. EGM has moved down, but Vangscore has moved down as well. So Biz is going to be very, very protected now, has gotten a good amount of CS, 13 for 3 versus 8 for 0. I mean, I said it's not going to favor Biz slightly. Neither hero is getting pushed out of the lane, and as a solo lane Nature's Prophet, if you're not getting pushed out of the lane, then really you can't ask for much else. You're getting the experience, even though you're not getting as much gold as the other side. You're still doing decently. Just now hitting level 4. Oh, Solo might be in a little trouble. EGM looking for a Hex. S4 looking for a body block. He's going to go right in front of Solo. There's the long range Shackle. Oh my lord. They should have enough to bring Solo down just with right clicks. EGM taking a good amount of damage, but it won't be enough to bring him down. He's going to salve up and hopefully not take any creep shots. This range creep is a little bit of an asshole right there. EGM has some tangos on the floor, tangos in his inventory, and he's going to be okay with that rotation. He went in, got the Storm Spirit killed a second time. It's even more gold for the Puck, who should have boots as well as Magic Wand soon, maybe. Loda going to find Dread. He's going to get caught with his skewer and get hit by a missile as well. That's going to set up perfectly for the stomp, but it looks like it's not even needed. Aki with the right clicks will bring him down. In the meantime, Admiral Bulldog. Wait, no, not Admiral Bulldog. Oh, wait, Yol was... Okay. Yol also was up here and died. I missed that second part, but you know what? I did the best I can. And no Tidehunter leading 4-0, 4 minutes into the game. 1 kill a minute, not too bad. I'd be satisfied with that. They're getting Loda a good amount of space, although he's not getting all that much farm. He is getting a good amount of levels, and actually Dread's doing a lot better than Loda. He did have a little bit more base damage until he got killed, and is now currently out leveled by the gyrocopter. So Dread is going to be a little bit favored in this lane, although with the rotations coming in from No Tide, it's going to be really difficult for him to hold on to the lead that he has accrued for himself. I expect Loda to really surge ahead in the gold per minute score right now. Really not doing too well. Has had a little bit of trouble last hitting. But now Solo going to get a Dream Coil dropped on him. Silence as well. He's going to break the Dream Coil on top of that. A little bit of mistiming from Solo. And Admiral Bulldog with the teleportation in just to jack that last right hit. S4 gets himself another kill to his tally, and with the haste rune, he's going to dash up to this top lane, completely spotted out, so Dread should be completely fine, although he's not moving back. He feels really safe because he has Skewer, but I don't know if he should feel that safe. Missile on him, Centaur is going to whiff his stun. Body block from S4 was not enough, but they do have a missile incoming. S4 is going to go for this kill, Skewer back into a tier 2 tower. He's going to take a shockwave, and S4, getting a little bit too over-aggressive. Dread is going to be just fine to survive that gank. Puck really biting off a little bit more than he could chew. The body blocking was almost enough for the Centaur to actually get in there and land that stun, but unfortunately, you know, it was a near miss, and that means you did not hit. Which it should mean, which it doesn't mean, but it should mean, right? If it's a near miss, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore, guys. Let's just watch the game. Let's not make any judgments. But Magnus does get himself a kill right there without using his ultimate, which he now just has picked up. And S4 still looking to be very aggressive on the map, but it is going well for Rox.Kis despite the fact that Solo has died a couple times in the mid lane and the Magnus is being very heavily pressured. Is that Biz on this bottom lane has received complete free farm for the past 6 minutes. Now he's at 41 CS. That is an absolutely insane amount of CS for PL 6 minutes into the game. And he's going to be going for a very quick set of drums. He can't really throw a lance at S4. It's not going to hit. He's going to phase shift that out very, very easily. And if he doesn't, I'll be legitimately surprised. But Biz having a really easy time on this bottom lane means that Rox.Kis' late game still is there. Combine that with the fact that Loda isn't getting much on the top lane, means that Rox.Kis, if they just hold tight with the 1 to 5 kill score that they have right now, and just try not to drop any more kills, and if they keep this status quo without dying, then their the late game should be theirs, because PL is just getting absolute free farm. Loda's not getting that much. Of course, No Tide definitely not going to look to make that happen between Admiral Bulldog's teleportations in, as well as S4's very aggressive roaming. Rox.Kis are going to get pressured back, and really just a matter of time before Biz is the target of focus. Admiral Bulldog, though, for right now, is going to be the target. Reverse Polarity is available. I don't know if they have enough damage to kill off Bulldog. Oh, the illusion skewing forward. Dread completely whiffing. Sprout is going to catch him. Not going to matter too much. Solo can use his ball lightning to cut him out of those trees. Dread should be just fine to walk on out of this, though, yeah. Good disruption to keep him safe from the Nature's Prophet ultimate. Probably wouldn't have killed him. Might have killed him. Either way would have been really close. But now Solo has hit the level 6 mark, has had a little bit of a rough time getting up to this point, but you know, really, if you have a little bit of a tough time as a Storm Spirit before level 6, you could definitely make it up once you do hit that level 6 mark, just with the mobility and the surprise factor that you get from having that long range initiation. Should mean that he'll be able to get something done. Looks like the First Order business is going to be clearing this entire easy camp. Try to get that 3rd point in Electric Vortex, I would expect. Yes, there it is. And once you have that 3rd point, you do have enough of a disable in order to... oh, S4 taking a good chunk of damage. Going to have to orb out of there. He should be fine, however. Yo, with the 1 right click, not going to hit. But 3 points in Electric Vortex does let you pull someone into your Static Remnant, but Dread is going to be in a little trouble. Shackles immediately, as well as a level 1 Rocket Rock, not the most damage, but he gets skewered back. And Admiral Bulldog going to teleport in with 1 right click. Good work, Nature's Prophet. You definitely worked hard for that kill. He's going to take the last hit in S4, though. Going to dodge 1 nuke, going to get hit by the one that hurts a little bit more. S4 having a little bit of a rough time on this bottom lane. But he already does have levels, and he's getting even more. He's not on this bottom lane to farm. He's just looking to pressure back Biz, kind of disrupt him for just a little bit. You can see he's got, well, he's actually got 10 CS in the past 2 minutes, which is not bad at all. But Puck just wants a little bit more farm to try to get to that Blink Dagger. He's quite a ways away from it. Now Loda is starting to accelerate his farm process, and Dread, if they keep picking off this Magnus, then they should be able to get items up on Loda very, very quickly, and now Dread might be in a little trouble once again. Net is coming around from the Dark Troll. Loda trying to block off the Skewer, but he's getting initiated upon by Solo. Is there a Hand of God to save him? Yes, there is, but no, it's not going to be casted because of that Reverse Polarity. Catching 2, Aki's Hand of God a little bit too late, and Solo is there with the damage, as is Dread. Going to get the Magnus a double kill. Now Chen's creeps might be in a little bit of danger. They should be fine, however. A little bit of over-aggression. Did not expect them to clump up that much, and landing a 2-man RP, very, very worth it at this stage in the game, especially if you could pick off Loda, who is going to go for the drum build, it looks like. Rainbow Aquila drums, might even be a, what's it called? Helmet Dominator into BKB, might want to go very defensive with this gyrocopter. I do know that Loda favors that defensive build as opposed to Shadow Blade, which could work as well if no Tidehunter are looking to end the game early. And this might actually be what they want to do. So Shadow Blade might not be a bad idea. Would help them in clearing off the PL, get a little bit more aggressive on those items. He is going for a very late game build, however. So forward and flat cannon, no points into the rocket barrage besides that one essential point. But EGM as well as Aki's creeps on this top lane, trying to make a push. But as I said before, Dread Shockwave combined with Yol's Illuminate, even having Bankscore's level 3 Shadow Poison mixed in there, is going to make it very difficult for no Tidehunter to push. Even though they do have those Serpent Wards, even though they do have some decent creep clearing, the amount of counter push that is being brought to bear is going to be a little bit hard for them. Although if they can get S4, oh no, that's horrible for him. He's going to silence Dread, looking for a Skewer back. Here comes Solo. Skewer back is going to ensure the kill. Keeper the Light finds that one, a call down, getting a hit onto absolutely nothing. They're buying a little bit of space for this tower to actually drop the Serpent Wards, doing a good amount of damage to Solo as well. Shockwave and Solo gonna have to burn some mana to get on out of there. But Serpent Wards as well as the Chen creep should be enough to bring this tower down, as it will Loda with that last right click, and he actually might kill Vangscore with that flat cannon shot. It's not gonna be enough. The tower does drop with the additional death of S4. At No Tide, they're definitely going to be okay with that. A little bit more map control has been gained by them and lost by Rox.Kis, but all the while, they do have to still worry about Biz on this bottom lane, who does have enough money to buy his drums. He already does have it, so probably going to get drums as well as the Blade of Alacrity, and that's exactly what he's going to get. So he's well on his way to some of the big items. Diffusal Blade should be upcoming soon. But here's what no Tidehunter is going to do. They're going to, although sacrifice a little bit of their time by give up a little bit of time to Biz to farm. But in exchange, they're going to clear this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stack of Ancients. Yeah, Loda's going to have a field day with this one, and that's a lot of experience for whoever wants to help him as well. S4 is going hunting for Smurfs, and he's not going to find anyone on this bottom lane. However, it might just be a excuse to go down here and push. We do see a Shadow Blade coming up from the Nature's Prophet, and yeah, they definitely want to take this tower. Summoning even more Treants in this tower. Very, very healthy, but with S4 on the wings, they should be able to gank any solo hero who comes in, especially if it is solo on Storm Spirit. That would be fairly easy to do with that puck. So they're trying to force people into this bot lane and try to make it so one person comes down here trying to push out Admiral Bulldog, and then S4 jumps in and they get a retaliation kill. But now S4 is completely revealed, and in the meantime Rox.Kis are trying to make a trade. It's going to be a 1-for-1. We do have teleportation back from EGM and Nature's Prophet Ultimate, forcing everyone from Rox.Kis back. Shock going to finish off the rest of the creep wave. In the meantime, bottom lane, Biz is teleporting down here, wants to get that denied, not going to happen. The Treants land the last right click. Now Admiral Bulldog going to use his Shadow Amulet, and wow, you could attack during the fade time. I did not know that. I've actually never used Shadow Amulet, but now Biz in a huge amount of trouble. The silence is going to be enough to kill him off. Dream Coil is going to land to Solo. Admiral Bulldog just going to fight to his last dying breath, but Solo taking so much damage from the creeps. Going to try to fight his way out of here. Doesn't have any more mana, however. And S4 gets a double kill on this bottom lane. I really didn't know that you could do that with Shadow Amulet. I've never used Shadow Amulet before. I've tried. It never works. 2.6 seconds is a long time when people are hitting you. But either way, bringing down the Phantom Lancer to the bottom lane was exactly the objective that they were trying to do, and now Yol might be in a little trouble with no cooldowns up on the puck. Uses it to clear the creep wave. Gonna throw an orb, but Vangscore is here with the Demonic Purge. S4 should be able to dodge this. You just wait for the timer, and there it goes. Demonic Purge is completely gonna miss, or I guess it's gonna be dodged. Now S4 gonna turn around for Yol. The orb into a Waning Rift, and that Keeper Light is so dead. Hand of God gonna keep everyone alive as well. Meantime, top lane Dread gonna get ganked by Admiral Bulldog as well as Loda. Skewer not available. Skewer already used Blink Dagger, trying to get that timer for it, but it's not gonna happen. No Tide with a 5-10 lead, and Rox.Kis, even though Biz is getting a lot of farm, they're starting to lose a little bit too much at this point. They've only taken down one tier 1 tower on this bottom lane, which is great for them, but they've lost, what, 3 towers so far, as well as they have a 5-kill disadvantage to make up for. The gold earned as well as the experience earned, although it was in favor of Rox.Kis because of their efficient jungling, as well as how much free time Biz was getting on that bottom lane. Really, at this point, they're starting to lose a little bit too much, and if they want to make this up, they have to stop dying and really start getting a couple of trades. We could see if, there's only 4 stacks. Now it's going to be 5 stacks. This is a huge bag of money for Loda, and it's only a matter of time before he actually wants to come in and cash in on that. Tier 1 tower, though, is going to be the first objective for no Tidehunter to defend, because Rox.Kis have brought that tower down to about half HP, and we do see Dread with the Blink Dagger RP, looking to use it onto S4 and EGM. Let's see if they could actually do this. Gonna want to stay hidden for as long as he can. The No Tidehunter side definitely know that he has a Blink Dagger in this tower. He's gonna take a little bit of damage. Shock from EGM, although he's gonna get initiated immediately by Solo. This should be a dead Shadow Shaman Hex, though, as well as a Dream Coil. Loda's gonna come right in. Dread gonna get RP onto 2, gonna kill off EGM immediately, and now S4 on the run, does have a haste rune, will be quick enough to get out of there, although Storm Spirit right on his tail. Loda, in the meantime, cleaning up everyone else with the help of Admiral Bulldog as well as Aki while I watch S4 try to get away. He is going to let Dread escape in the end, and Solo is also going to have enough time to teleport on out of there. But of course, you know, when casting is hard, I figured I'd follow S4 because he had some wacky antics back there, but it turns out Loda, with the help of Admiral Bulldog and Aki, was where the real killing was happening. So yeah, I could go back and watch that again from the other view, but I wish I had a hotkey that I could just press. I'll just press L, and then it'll bring me back 10 seconds into the game. If that thing does exist, if anyone knows, please let me know. Oh, S4 is a little bit out of health. Didn't really expect, he definitely didn't expect Solo to burn that much mana for it. And S4 sticking around a little bit of a weak HP pool. Aki's creep's gonna take a beating, trying to bring down Roshan. EGM is here to lay down the Serpent Wards, but if Rox.Kis see that no one's defending this tier 1, they might be a little bit suspicious. If EGM reveals himself, oh, he's gonna be in a little trouble. Hand of God going to pop off. Solo is gonna get hexed up. Dread gonna come right in, snatching the Aegis of the Immortal as well. However, he's gonna pay for it with not only his life, but also that Aegis. He's completely ward trapped, so the No Tidehunter side does pick up that kill. They're going to make sure that Dread pays for his antics. He does snatch the Aegis, but in the end, it really doesn't matter too much. He does deny it to the No Tidehunter side, which is going to prevent them from any acts of aggression in the near future, which is a good play by Dread. Usually it is worth it to dive in, try to snatch that Aegis. No Tide did get the golden experience from Roshan, however, so didn't completely deny everything. However, good play from Rox.Kis, even Solo managing to get on out of there, and no surprises. They definitely knew Rox.Kis. They definitely knew that No Tidehunter were going for that Roshan, and well, they waited to the last possible second, and they executed a decent play. The real shame part, however, is that Magnus didn't escape with that Aegis, which would have been like level 100 baller. But I think it's about time for them to clear off this ancient stack. 2,400 gold in the Gyrocopter, not going to go for the Helm of the Dominator. Instead, it's going to be a Demon Edge. So he's going to go straight damage, Loda. Can they get another stack? Oh, they can. Oh, they can, and they will. Oh my god, this is so much money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks? Look how many bullets this Gyrocopter is firing. It's absurd. Okay, so 160. Okay, well, 600. So far, I have 500 gold gained. Level 12 as well. Aki, level 10. Let's see if he can get to level 13. Bring Aki to level 11 at least. Right? Oh my god, this is sickening. I wish I could do that and do this in pub games, but no one stacks, and I don't really care that much to stack myself. And now, oh, S4 going to get initiated upon. Skewer is not going to be used, actually. Only Shockwave. S4 is going to get away. Nature's Prophet Ultimate, even retaliating that kill onto the Storm Spirit. Dread is going to get a Dream Coil dropped on top of him. The Shockwave going to be dodged. RP, not in time, as Pug does take that kill. Getting Chaunt right into a Illuminate. But he still is healthy enough. And Loda, level 13, 1,700 gold. My lord, that was 1,600 gold worth of Ancients. That is absurd. And Aki, oh, unfortunately for him, hasn't hit that level 11 mark. So level 2, Hand of God won't come just yet, but they will clean up not only the Magnus and Storm Spirit, but also the Tier 1 tower. Did they just lose a tower? Yes, they did lose a top Tier 1 tower to Biz. Gonna be a little bit more gold for his pocket. S4 gonna clean that up. But No Tide, with no intention of stopping, do have the level 1 Serpent Wards. If they want to drop them, they might want to. Although the right-click damage without is seemingly sufficient. Yeah, they're going to clean this up. Yul is going to move it a little bit closer, but Admiral Bulldog instantly Shadow Blading away. Even has enough money for an Orchid. My god, Admiral Bulldog is getting so much farm. Most farm in the game, actually. Holla holla. Get the dollar. He's having a very, very easy farming time from Nature's Prophet without a Hand of Midas, mind you. Just doing it the old-fashioned way. Kill steals. That's not the old-fashioned way. That's how I do it. But, hey, if you kill steal, you get a lot of gold, and then you could turn them into orchids so you can kill the Storm Spirit and silence the Magnus from using his RP. That's the strategy, and that is exactly, that was exactly his game plan from the get-go. Clearly. Clearly was. No, Loda is on his way to his MKB. We'll have that relatively shortly, and once he has that, I don't know if Rox.Kis could actually fight him. If they lock him down, hit him with an RP, they could burst him down, because Loda really is light on the HP. But that's going to be really difficult to get through the Puck, as well as all the Chen creeps. And now Puck going to look for initiation. Oh no, Sentry Ward, surprise S4, they know you're here. He's going to drop. Admiral Bulldog and Aki are in the area. Hand of God even being used, trying to keep that Puck alive. But a very, very randomly placed Sentry Ward is going to give Rox.Kis a kill. So spending 100 gold for that, very much so worth it. And now Solo, gonna go hunting, Spirit Land's gonna fly, hit onto Aki, they should have enough to bring him down. Mech is gonna try to keep himself alive, but it's not gonna be enough. Even the creeps are now in danger. One does go down. This bottom one should die, top one is just gonna make a break for it. Yeah, the Centaur is not long for life, getting hunted down by giant horsemen. They do manage to pick up Aki as well as the Puck, S4. Still no Tide. They're not gonna be too concerned about that, because Loda does have a big item flying out in that MKB. Does need a BKB, and then he'll be just fine to sit there and right click everything. But right now, even without the MKB, really, he's doing the most damage on the map. Aside from maybe the Phantom Lancer, who's still having some trouble farming. S4 still maintaining a gold lead over that PL. But now with plus 100 damage, Loda is definitely the hardest hitting thing on the map. Not even to mention that mini bash that you get with that extra 100 damage per mini bash. So yeah, Loda's going to be hurting an awful lot. His farm is just going to increase by a ton as well. 20 minutes in, 9-16 is the score. Gold advantage as well as experience advantage in favor of No Tide. Those two picks on Aki as well as the S4 Puck going to help them out a little bit, but really at this point they are a little bit way far behind. If that makes any sense, which I know it doesn't. The point wasn't to make sense, because right now Rox.Kis, all of their eggs are in this Phantom Lancer basket, and we've seen this before. If no Tidehunter get complacent, if they decide to just sit back and farm for a little bit too long, then the Phantom Lancer is going to get way too big. The Empower is going to start to come up, dealing even more damage onto the Phantom Lancer, and Dread is going to start landing some RPs, going to have more and more chances to land those RPs. And then it doesn't really matter how farmed your Gyrocopter is, unless he gets a Divine Rapier, this Phantom Lancer is going to be way, way too big. EGM's not going to have a fun time, Aki's not going to have a fun time, Admiral Bulldog's not going to have a fun time against the stacked PL. So right now, no Tidehunter, they're on a slight clock. They're still ahead by a good deal on the farm on Loda, so their clock has kind of been extended by that, like in comparison to what it could have been otherwise. But Biz is starting to become a larger and larger threat, just now surpassing S4 in the gold per minute chart. What No Tidehunter are probably going to do is probably look towards a couple more stacks of Ancients, maybe look for another Roshan, which will be up in another 4 minutes. So if Loda can get his hands on that Aegis without having that Magnus steal it. Oh, okay. Dream Coil being used on someone. Not sure who. Did he whiff and was trying to go for Biz? That's what I expect, but... And Dream Coil doesn't have the largest cooldown. Gonna be kind of upset that he missed it, but you know, whatever. Oh, Vank Score might be in a little trouble. Where's the Penitence? No Penitence. He just has wow. How do you get 3 trolls? I never get 3 trolls, ever. Well, this one even has been alive for a long time. Holy Jesus. This is when... This troll has been alive since Aki was level 5. Right? 75 HP... No. How long has this troll been alive? Jesus Christ. That is absurd. That is so freaking absurd. Aki taking very good care of his trolls. Which is a 1250 versus the 1400. That's what, 150 worth? Wow, that's level 2 Unholy Persuasion. That's level 3. Oh my god, Aki's kept this troll alive for like 20 minutes. If I understand Chen's mechanics correctly, which I hope I do. I'm not a good Chen player, but I'm pretty sure I know how Chen works. He's taking really good care of these trolls, I'll tell you that. That's why you kind of want to ban out Chen versus Aki. He is a very proficient Chen player, to say the least. No Tide looking to get a little bit aggressive in the enemy jungle. Trying to push down the bottom lane, force someone down here, and really just set up for an easy gank. They're not going to find anyone just yet. Loda still in spot lane, wants to act as a little bit of bait, wants to pull out Solo. So if he could draw in the Storm Spirit, that would be perfect time to hex him up from EGM. Right now they're just going to set up camp. They know that someone is eventually going to clear out this easy camp, but It might take a little bit more time than they're actually willing to wait. S4 getting a little bit impatient, going to clear out the mid lane. They do have to worry about Biz in this top lane, still doing that counter push, and we've seen enough of Rox.Kis' games to know that when you put Biz in the Phantom Lancer, he's going to be split pushing you all day long. Loda going to have none of it though, clearing it out in like, what, 3 hits? Now does have that lifesteal as well. So no Tide, they really have to actually push in, and that's going to happen in that, during this Roshan timer. They were trying to look for a pick so that right after that pick they could go into that Roshan pit, clear that off. But Biz on this top lane being such a nuisance to the no Tidehunter side, forcing Loda up here. It's going to be a lot of farm for Loda, don't get me wrong, but just so much momentum is going the way of Rox.Kis with this. And you can't really stop the Phantom Lancer from doing so. It's incredibly difficult unless you want to smoke up and risk a lot of your time in doing so. It looks like no Tide going to be completely fine, which is leaving Loda up here for a couple of minutes. We'll have a TP scroll, I'm sure, to get back to the Roshan, or we could just walk right down. Wow, 3 hits, yeah. 3 hits is enough to kill off these Phantom Lancer illusions. Loda's doing some pretty heavy damage. Roshan is going to be up in about 30 seconds. And Solo, just trying to clear off a lot of the creeps, trying to get this tier 1 tower out of the way. S4 not looking to make this one fall. Fortification is going to be used, and S4 is going to successfully defend this tower. He might even decide to keep it alive. Nah, he's definitely going to get that deny. Now Roshan is up. This is going to be where the big fight happens. Rox.Kis do have the Magnus RP as well as the Storm Spirit. However, no Tide will have the call down as well as the Dream Coil on their end. Whoever gets that Aegis is really going to have a lot of control in the upcoming minutes. We'll give Rox.Kis a chance if they do manage to win a fight to clean up some tier 2 towers and get Biz even more farm, even more experience. It looks like Admiral Bulldog as well as just the Serpent Wards should be enough to kill off this Roshan. So very, very little commitment from no Tidehunter to do this. Chen still in the front lines is... what? Oh, this is Loda's creep, okay. Like, that's one too many creeps for Chen. He's hacking or something. Roshan is down though. Solo not going to come in. Magnus not going to jack this either, and Butterfly is coming up from the gyrocopter. On the back of this Aegis, they should look to first clear off this Aegis stack. 3 stacks, not as big as last time, but still would be enough to give Loda a huge boost in the gold per minute chart. And now they're going to look to breach some Raxes, I guess, some high ground. Tier 2 tower in the top lane is still a viable option, but it's a little bit too far away. The creepy equilibrium just not working out for them, so I guess straight push down the bottom lane is the order of business for no Tidehunter. And Rox.Kis, again, they do have the counter push to try to defend against this. Aki, oh no, his troll! He lost his troll! That was like his best friend. He grew up with that troll. He's had so many adventures and memories with that troll, and he just killed him. Oh man, what a brutal master, this Aki guy. What is he riding anyway? Kind of curious. It's a boar? It's a boar named Buttercup. That's awesome. That is pretty cool. They have a lot of Chen creeps. They do have a lot of the Treant summons as well. And they'll be able to push in, but they're going to have to deal with this. Yell on the high ground, fire off the cannons. Boom, the creep wave almost dead, and they don't have a pipe either. However, Loda doesn't really look like he cares. Straight up to the high ground, chunking down Vank score down to half HP. Loda didn't even do anything for it. There's the blink forward for a 2-man, 3-man RP. Gonna scare them both back, but where's the damage? Loda gonna unleash the call down mech as well as the Hand of God. Admiral Bulldog gonna try to sprout out Solo, but that's not gonna hold him out for too long. EGM is gonna be target focused. S4 as well as Admiral Bulldog both falling. Loda still in the middle of everything, just right clicking away. Aki trying to get away from the clutch of Solo, will nuke him down before he himself does go down. Biz very low HP as well. Teleportation from Admiral Bulldog, who has brought back, trying to go for this kill on the PL. In the meantime, Aki as well as Loda, she's gonna try to go for the kill on Dread. Aki gonna dodge the Illuminate as well. Don't know how this Chen is still alive, but he is in fact surviving. Biz on the run. The rocket will hit him. He's going to try to get that illusion rune. It's not going to happen. Admiral Bulldog silence him up. A couple more right clicks. Sprout as well. Does he know which one's real? Yes, he definitely does. He's going to claim the kill on this bottom lane. And Rox.Kis, Yol survives, I think. No buybacks on the Shadow Demon. Buybacks, yeah, the support survived from Rox.Kis. Everyone else from Rox.Kis dove right in. And no Tide spending a couple buybacks. Do they have the Aegis, however? They do still have the Aegis. Loda wasn't focused at all. Rox.Kis dive in, and well, they go for S4 primarily, who didn't even get a chance to drop off his Dream Coil, locked down by the Storm Spirit. Then go for the other squishy heroes in the Nature's Prophet as well as EGM, but I mean, it's definitely hard to bring down Loda, especially now that he does have evasion. But if you let him just work down your towers, he's going to be hitting everyone with the Black Cannon. and then you're all going to die. So eventually you're going to have to focus him down. And yes, the support from no Tidehunter is annoying, but do you really have enough time to kill off those supports when Loda is doing this much damage to you? I'm not really too sure about that. Emerald Bulldog going to try to prep that tier 2 tower. In the meantime, no Tide just split pushing on all fronts. 12-21, now the score. And the experience in gold still leading for no Tidehunter, even getting more desperate for Rox.Kis. Even though Biz has turned his Yasha into a Manta style, is sitting at a pretty nice kit as far as items are concerned. Probably going to look towards a MKB, try to kill off the Gyrocopter with the butterfly. Could be a number of things actually for the Phantom Lancer. Has his options pretty much wide open. But he's going to have to come back straight away. You'll, with that Illuminate, it's going to clear out the creep wave with Dread. But no Tide. I think Gyrocopter could just walk up to the front lines. Age is going to be up for a very long time. Admiral Bulldog could teleport in at a moment's notice as well. Creep wave just being traded on this bottom lane. Just waiting for Loda to say screw it, position himself right up here. Gonna have to worry about an RP once again, which caught 2 last time. We'll see if he could catch a little bit more. And Loda, yeah, he says he's tired of it. S4 gonna blink straight in, gonna get Hex as well as Drink Point only onto Dread over. They really don't want to deal with this RP. They will be able to bring down Dread. Mech trying to keep him alive, and no RP is gonna be had in this game. Rox.Kis immediately lose 3. Now Biz on the run. Is there dust? There's a gem or something. But no Tidehunter with the very wonky form initiation. Doesn't really matter though. Loda had that flat cannon. He shredded down the supports without even trying. And now Biz gonna get chain netted. Centaur Stomp not gonna hit. Storm Spirit gonna burn a lot of manage to do a little bit of nuking damage, but the Raxes have dropped, and Aegis still up on Loda. The pushing power from no Tidehunter now coming into fruition. 31 minutes into the game, they've already taken 1 Rax. They're gonna look towards another. S4 gonna blink forward for a silence. More ball lightning damage from Solo, but really it's not doing too much. Loda doesn't have a care in the world. He's just sitting there right-clicking the Raxes, turning on flat cannon wherever he wants to. And I don't even know what happened to Keeper of the Light as well as Vangscore, but I'm pretty sure they just died to the flat cannon. Like, I'm 80% sure that happened. Or ball lightning is, oh, nope, got hexed, got silenced. Now Solo's gonna die, the Orchid's gonna pop him, although, no, it's not gonna be in time. Biz in the middle of everything, trying to get a kill onto EGM, already killed off Aki, but here comes Loda, saying the fun is over. Double kill on him, celebratory dust being popped off, and Dread even having a little bit of fun, catching Loda with the RP. Bring him down, Magnus, bring him down. Not gonna happen. But that's it, guys. Rox.Kis lose to no Tidehunter in this first game in the best of 3. We're gonna be moving on to game number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. If you did not, well, constructive criticism always welcome. Other than that, guys, gonna speed through this, and that's gonna be GG. You know, I'm actually a little bit curious what happened to the supports in that last fight. I'm gonna go back. Alright. Here we go, here we go. S4 was the one who initiated. Did he pick off Vangscore first? Demonic Courage onto that guy. Here we go. Vangscore's down here, Yul's down here, and Loda. Call down, kill off Dread, Hand of God, try to keep Puck alive. Phase shift. Solo's like, screw this, I'm out of here. Okay, here we go, Loda. Just killing the tower. 1 hit, 2 hit, there's a bullet in the air. Yeah, Vangscore and Yul. And Dread. They weren't even being focused. That was just flat cannon damage. Loda OP, nerf Loda blocks, nerf Gyro. Anyway guys, GG.